All right. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's a little rainy outside. It's a little rainy where I'm at. I don't know where y'all at. I don't know. But it is Tuesday, and it's a happy Tuesday. It is Talk It Out Tuesday with Tori and MsTonya. I am here. I'm here, and I'm trying to get some things going. Tori and I, we behind the scenes trying to make this thing work for y'all. We missed you last week. We had a lot going on. So, just like you, very much like yourselves, we have a whole life. Yes, we do. And we had a lot going on. And it seems like trying to get back to you today is, it's a little challenging. I got to be honest. But still, we are here. Everybody come on in the house. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. And when I bring Tori in here, we gonna find out if we can hear Tori too. Tori, I'm gonna do something different today. I'm gonna just go ahead and get you on in here right now. Come on, come on in.
Can you
How you
hear
feeling?
me? I'm feeling good. Can you hear me?
I can
Loud
hear
and
you
clear.
loud and clear. I see some eyeballs out there. Y'all go ahead and put a 1 in the comments if you can hear Tori. Put a 1 in the comments
Yeah.
if you can hear Tori. But I hear
Listen,
you.
please let me know if you can hear me because my computer don't want to let me be great. Like what?
I don't understand. It's like,
Doing some weird stuff.
some of these things that are happening in respect to like what we go through with age. You know what I'm saying? We go through some things. Our computers go through some things. How old is your computer? I don't hear you. Did you?
Absolutely. Maybe it's the weather. I'm not sure what it is.
It it
Yeah.
could be the weather and the internet be internet. But today we're gonna be talking about, we're talking about aging. Getting better with age. Some things that we probably know a little bit more. Some things we do different. Some things we do better. What we learn. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're doing it a little different because we were having a little, well, not a little different. We just kind of opened up a little differently. So it's Talk It Out Tuesday, guys. Welcome to TIO Tuesdays, where Tori and I, we come in here, we get together, and we have some real talk. We cover some of everything under the sun. It's just a candid and honest conversation about topics and things that have been on your mind and on our minds, right, Tori? Mm-hmm. I don't know if she's
Absolutely.
talking or
Can you
not.
hear me? I
I
am. Can you hear me?
can. I hear you
Listen,
now.
this internet, when I tell you this internet is interneting today, it's like delayed or
Oh my
something.
goodness. Oh, so that's what it is. Okay, I got you. Well, listen, don't worry about it. We're just gonna tell the people, listen, y'all get in here. Don't forget to like and comment. I see you coming in, you're ready for the conversation. So we may as well just get ready to have the conversation with you. All right. What I want to say is this. Time flies, or at least that's what it seems like. Time flies. And speaking of that, like today, we're diving into a topic that's close to our hearts. And what I want to know is, what do you know better now with a little age? We're talking all about how growing a little bit older and hopefully wiser affects the choices that you make in love and some of the choices that you make in life. So whether it's decisions that we regret or ones that have turned out to be some of the best we've ever made, there's a whole lot to unpack. There's a whole lot to think about as it relates to age and how it has shaped our perspectives. I'm gonna let you start out, Tori. I mean, how you feel? Like, is there something that you can look at now in retrospect and say, like, I'm doing better now. I understand this better now. Or is there something you can look at and say, I just didn't know no better. I was young. I ain't gonna ask you too much. Go ahead. Let's get the conversation going.
One thing I do better now I'm in my late 40s now. One thing I do better is setting necessary boundaries and understanding that no is a complete sentence. Whereas before I was trying to show up to every event that I was invited to, trying to be there for everybody when I was losing myself. So now I'm learning more and more. I'm still learning that no is a complete sentence. And I will always try to, if I can't make an event, I will always try to give an excuse as to why. No, now it's no, I'm not
Nope.
coming.
I'm sorry.
And no, no. And boundaries, setting boundaries. Boundaries are so necessary. Sometimes we don't set necessary boundaries for certain people because of the titles that they have.
Mhm.
For as far as like titles with different, family, and you feel like, well, I can't do this. I can't say no because of their title that they carry. But everybody is a person. So you got to protect your peace no matter who or what or the situation. You got to protect your peace at all costs. So I am learning more and more to protect my peace, and not caring about who gets upset.
So, yeah, that's a really good one, and, I know I hear a lot of older women who do speak of that. I hear younger women who speak on it too, but of course they've gotten to a space and place where they have grown older because once you live in more than a couple days, every day is a day older, but
Hmm.
why do you think that is? Why is it that you think in our youth we feel so compelled to be so likable? What is that?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not exactly sure why though, because I think I know, well, I can only speak from my perspective. When I was younger, I my self-esteem was low, and I also was a people pleaser, and I sought validation from people. Like, I didn't feel as if I was good enough if I didn't get validation from people. So now I'm at a point where it is what it's going to be, and I don't need validation from people. I have to believe in myself, whether people believe in me or not. And I have to stop pleasing people, because the same people that I'm pleasing, trying to make sure they're good, these people are not going to be there for me. So I have learned that hard lesson. You got to look out for you.
Mhm.
Just like when they talk about the plane, when you get on a plane, how you put your face mask on first before putting a face mask on the other party. Back then, I was a person that I'm gonna put their face mask on first before I put my own face mask on. So I'm learning more and more to take care of Tori first and put Tori first. So yeah. But the fact of why I wanted people to like me so much, like I said, my self-esteem was low, and I sought out validation. I can only speak from my personal experience. I used to seek validation from people when it's
I
not
know.
even necessary. Yeah, it's
It
not even necessary.
is not. It's not. We're talking about things that we are doing better with age. Like,
Mhm.
what do you do better now that you have a little age, a little experience? Some of the things or decisions that you've made, um, do you do it differently, or how are you doing it differently? Because we are all growing a little bit older every day. We are, and hopefully a little bit wiser. And I hope that that wisdom is trickling over into the choices that you're making in love and in life. Like I said, because there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that we probably did in our youth and we might regret. And some of those things, they may not have turned out to be the best things for us. They may not have turned out to be some of the best decisions that we made, but we had to learn. We had to learn. And so when you get to a space where we are now, like you said, you are 40 plus, I certainly am. There's a lot of things that I look at and I say, wow, I just didn't know any better. And it's not because I didn't think that I was making good decisions for myself. When you're in those early ages, you feel like you know what you're doing. You're feeling all grown, you know what you're doing. You feel like you're doing your thing. But when you sit back in the position that we are in now and you look at it, you're like, you know what? I was flying by the seat of my pants. I did not know what I was doing at all. I didn't know how to even love myself. So how did I think I was trying to love somebody else and having all of these expectations? I feel like that happens to us a lot. So you got to give yourself a little bit of grace. Give yourself that.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell you something. What made me kind of think about this is, I don't know if you heard about this, but let's talk a little bit about what's going on in these internet streets. Let's say it loud, what's going on in these internet streets. All right, check this one out. Shaunie, you heard about Shaunie? She was married to Shaq. Shaunie Henderson now because she remarried. She has a new book out, Undefeated, and she said something in her memoir that she really didn't feel like she loved Shaq. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So what
I
I want to what I
did.
want to do is I want to ask you because a lot of people are having opinions about this right now. The talk is everywhere, and I personally feel like people may have taken it out of context, and in reference to the conversation that we're having now, like she was married very young. I myself was,
Mhm.
and so just looking at myself and the decisions that I made around that age bracket, I understand where she was coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like, I feel like people are being too harsh on her for no reason, to be honest, because I don't think she meant it like that. I think she more or less meant like, I was young. I don't that she probably didn't really even know what love was. She was just trying to be what she thought was a mother and wife and have this family. The things, all of the things that people or society makes us feel like we should have and that should be priority in our lives. That's what she was doing. That's my take. What was your take?
Basically, because a lot of people saying, "Well, how can you have kids, continue to have children with someone that you love?" And like you said, you at that when you're young, you don't fully understand truly what love is. And
Mhm.
sometimes I don't know how she was raised, but I know growing up for me, I was always taught, and the belief that I have is that once you get married, a lot of people don't want to do divorce, and then you worried about the embarrassment, and so you just go with the flow. You just keep going, even though
Right.
you may be totally unhappy. Because back then, especially even before her time, that a lot of married people probably was married for like 50 plus years, but they put up with a lot. They
Right.
endured a lot, and sometimes because you don't want to be embarrassed and you don't want to say, "Well, my marriage failed," you just continue to just go with the flow, and just even though you're in so much pain, you're unhappy. And you know what I love though? When I love the fact that Shaquille O'Neal never ever says anything bad about her. He
Right.
always says that she was a good wife, she was a good mother, and that he always admits that he wasn't good to her. So,
Right.
yeah.
You gotta respect that. In fact, let's bring up his comment. In fact, uh, he made a comment. He was like, let me get this other thing off screen here. He said, "I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. All love, Shaq." So that's what he
Mm,
said. That was
mhm,
his response, and I 1,000% can respect what he's saying.
mhm,
Because you gotta understand, time too, and so is she. She's being honest with where she was here, but we'll get back to Shaq. But you said something. We get so involved in the idea of what that family and what a marriage to look to society, and we're
mhm.
really and being at a young age, you're figuring this thing out. You really don't know, you know? And so
Right.
as you get older, because she's almost 50 now, I think she's 49. And so of
Yeah.
course, she's written a memoir and she can look back and she said, "You know what? I was doing all of that and I really wasn't in love." So like I said, that's my interpretation. I feel like people are taking it out of context because of course there was something there. But also with Shaq being so transparent and saying, "Hey, I wouldn't have been in love with me either." You think about you're in these marriages and these men are they used to I don't know what they call it now, but remember back in the day, they called it sowing their wild oats?
Mhm.
So they're
Yes.
out sowing their wild oats, this, that, and the other, still involved in relationships, still having children, still maybe being married. And I know that there's all types of abuse, and we certainly can't compare them. But when a man is out there constantly cheating and being promiscuous, that
Mhm.
is an emotional abuse that I think people need to really take serious. You know what I mean? I, s-
Absolutely.
I see we got
Absolutely.
Amina in the house with us.
Amina,
You see those comments coming up?
yes, I do. Amina says, "Hey y'all, what's up, Amina?" And then I
Hmm.
also see Donald's comment. Donald says, "I heard about that too. She was young, but she wasn't stupid. She had them kids, got that money, then married the person she really wanted after the terms of alimony expired."
Oh boy, I knew men. I knew men were gonna say this. I knew men were gonna say this. I knew that. I want to get back to Donald's comment.
Okay, what's up, Kimberly? And she said, "Morning, y'all. Super busy morning, but happy to catch a little of the conversation. Absolutely, always a pleasure to have you in."
Yes,
And
West Side. They not
yes,
like us. They not like us. I'm crip walking in my seat right now. Kendra got it hot over there. West Side living their best life. But let's go back to Donald's comment. You know, Donald's serious here. He said he heard about that too. She was young, but she wasn't stupid. She had them kids, got that money, then married the person she really wanted after the terms of the alimony. Now, see, I know a lot of people feel that way, and I'm not, you know, Donald, here's what I want to say. She was young. You're right. She wasn't stupid, but she didn't trap him. She didn't bait him. We were talking about the ideas of being married that young, him being that. If Shaq can be honest about it and Shaq can say, I wouldn't love me too, you don't know what he did within that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like she could marry the person she wants. She didn't know she was going to fall in love with this man. What is she like? Forecasting love? You know, the fact that she didn't give up on love was a great thing because that happens. So let me tell you about somebody who didn't marry someone uber wealthy or anything like that, who had kids and the same could be the same situation. And I'm going to talk about this lady that I know very well. Her name is MsTonya, and that will be me. I married very young. No, I wasn't stupid. Yes, I had kids. No, I didn't get the money. And I'm not married to anyone else right now, but same situation. We're doing what we think is right for us. We're learning. We are the same as you all. And some people can learn and grow together, and some people do not. Some people learn and they grow separately. I think we got to realize that. I think we've got to understand that. I don't like this idea of people thinking she married him to have these kids and get some money. That's not it. Do you know what a woman's body goes through to have kids? I mean, I don't know that there's a sum of money that a woman could really put on going through a whole pregnancy. Not once, not twice, not three times. She had 4 kids with him. So let's not be that hard. If Shaq can say, "Hey, I understand," if Shaq can be honest about, I think you guys gotta take that too. You know what I mean? What's going on,
Mhm.
Amina?
Amina says, "I'm listening, taking things in. Life has humbled me, and I tend to talk less when it comes to conversations about marriages." Cool.
Well, you have to. You have to.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that is exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about as you get older, you start,
Mhm.
you got a little retrospect here. You can look at things a little differently, and you certainly aren't there because she's still really, really young. Um, but we're here. We're in a different spot.
Yeah. And Amina also says, "But so much of what y'all are saying is true." Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I can't speak on marriages as well because I've never been married. So I can't speak on it too much as well. But I just like the fact, like I was saying, I just like the fact that is owning up to his what he did to her. He's on because
His
I
part.
out of all yeah all out of all of the interviews that I've seen him in regards to that, I've never heard him say anything negative about her. He has always praised her. He's always said that she
Hmm.
was a good wife and she's a good
Hmm.
mother, and he was the problem basically.
Right.
He was the
And, and
problem.
and and no one's perfect. And
Yeah.
and that also
Mhm.
is a part of the
Mhm.
conversation that we're having because we're talking about like what are some of the things that we can look at in retrospect and as we have aged and realized like I've learned something from this. And Shaq is showing that as a man. He's like, okay,
Absolutely.
well, this is what I did younger. And now that I can look at this, I can't blame her. I can't really be upset. I can't say she was a terrible wife when I necessarily wasn't the best husband.
Right.
And she might feel that way too. Now, I don't know that she hasn't said anything horrible about him. So, or at least I haven't heard it. So if it's out there, if you guys want to, you know, let me know. But I've never heard her say anything horrible about him. And if we're going to take this memoir here and take out of context what she said, then I think you're not learning anything. But I think there's lots of people who can relate to this story, and it has absolutely nothing to do with money. So take the money out of it. We're talking about the youth and the idea and the fairy tale of marriage and trying to have a family and what that looks like, what we end up in and don't really know how to make it work. And even if you're trying to make it work, it takes more than one person, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amina says it hurts so much to grow with someone only to get to a point of stagnation and realizing that you may not be instrumental in the growth of this person and vice versa. Having kids makes things 200 times harder. Yes, it
Oh,
does.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And and
Mhm.
and and let me tell you something, because this happens more times than not. It
Mhm.
does. It just depends on the decision that you make. It depends on the decision that people make in deciding where they want to go with the relationship. Because you've got to understand that the person that you are in your 20s is going to be someone very different in even your mid 20s, even to your 30s. You're different in your 40s. If a marriage survives all of that, you're actually in relationships with different people, and hopefully so. Hopefully you are learning something, hopefully you are becoming wiser, hopefully you are getting better at something, you're learning from your mistakes, because it's going to happen. We're human, and like I said, and I don't know what you guys call it these days, but in my days, they called it, they allowed, they had a name for it. It's almost like we gave men an excuse, like they're sowing their wild oats, like they were able to do it. That's a whole thing. And if you're going to make a decision to be a young wife, you might be caught in having to deal with that issue. Whether you know it, whether you voice it, whether someone around you tells you, if you're in friendship with women who are married, if you've seen from your family, your mother, if she's told you, a lot of people don't talk about it. It's just like a one of those, um, I don't even know what to call it. I don't want to say best kept secret because that's not it. But you don't talk about it. But if you do, it happens. That's not so much, that's not necessarily the this whole thing wasn't really the topic of our conversation. We're just talking about how aging gives you an opportunity to look back on your life and say, you know what, I just really didn't know what I'm doing. I really, and that can be with jobs. It's more than just relationship, jobs. It can even be with how you raise your kids. If your kids are at different ages, some of the things you did with one kid, you don't do with the other one. You know why? Because you learned something. You're a little bit older. So, I mean, we can apply this to different aspects of our life. It doesn't just have to be in marriage and relationship, but I hope that you're growing wiser. I really, really, really do.
And the verse of the day, Job 12:12. So with old age is wisdom, and with length of days understanding. Let me read that again. So with old age is wisdom, and with length of days understanding.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that. That's a great
Oh yeah.
verse.
That is a good one. It really, really is. I see we also
And Amina says, I respect both of their maturity and growth.
yeah, I do too. I really do. Both of them, both sides of it. I respect, like you said, Tori, you got to respect Shaq. You do.
Absolutely.
I certainly do.
Absolutely.
And I got to say because I didn't take Shaunie's that one little piece out of context. I respect
Mhm.
her saying that because I feel like it allows a conversation like what we're having. And
Mhm.
it will allow women and young women to stop being so hard on themselves when they realize this. It's okay. You did
Right.
make a mistake. You didn't know. You have
Absolutely.
to allow that growth. And if you're going to be involved in relationships with people, you're not going to agree all the time. You're going to have to
Mm.
forgive something. I often tell young women, because I was married for a number of years, 17 years. I'm not necessarily just out here just, handing out marriage advice, but I very much know what it takes to have a marriage that lasts an amount of time, and I know what it's like to make a decision to end that. And I also tell people that if I had made a decision to stay married, I could have, but I did not. I did not. And I say all of that to say you learn. If you're going to be a wife, you have to know that forgiveness is one of the top things that you're going to have in your bag. If you cannot forgive, you should
Mhm.
not be a wife. And I will let you interpret that however you choose to interpret it. But I wish that women who are married and women who have been married and women who are in marriages would just say that, because you don't have to go into detail. Allow people to have their interpretation if they like. But this one simple thing could help so many young wives from being so incredibly heartbroken and disappointed and not willing to look at things and see what you can work out and see what can be done for your relationship. If you just know this one thing, if you choose to be a wife, you have to know that you have to be forgiven. And that is not giving men an excuse to do anything. So please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But if you want to save yourself from mental anguish, know that there's going to be things that you have to deal with. All right.
And Amina says unspoken truths. And go back, yeah, Natasha. Natasha, how are you this afternoon? She said, "Hello, everyone. Being married for many years, I respect the transparency and being able to speak in each individual's truth at this point in their lives. I believe that getting to the point in a marriage relationship that they have allowed us to see and hear is awesome. I
Yeah,
agree.
it is.
I
Because
agree.
there's no such thing as a perfect marriage.
Mm-mm.
Will people get that out of their mind? I don't
Yeah.
even know what I don't even know how we could think that would be a thing when we aren't even perfect.
And Donald says Shaq did own up to his discretion. What she said definitely hurt him to his soul. Also, I wonder how the kids feel knowing that their mom never was in love with their dad.
Okay, let's break this down. You don't know what hurt Shaq to his soul, number one. And of course it could be hurtful. But you see the very first sentence that you said, he owned up to his discretions,
Discretion.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You see
Mm-hmm.
that? Do you think maybe that hurt her? Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to deal with. Now, I also wonder how the kids feel. Well, let's be real. The kids are adults now. And if you're going to have kids, the same conversation that we're having right now, they understand this is not going to ruin the relationship that they have with their father. That's already established. Their kids are in, their youngest kid might be 18. I'm not so sure. You can Google that and look it up. But they've got kids who are like 24, 28, close to 30. So they have a relationship. She did not ruin a relationship with their father. She is writing her memoir. And maybe her kids will learn something from it, because just like Shaq owned up to it and everybody knows that that's out there. So while he was out here with his, discretions, right? Indiscretions,
Mm-hmm.
you think his kids know about that? Because we know about it. You know about it and you don't even know Shaq. So I think it's fine to get that other side of the story. She hasn't ruined anything for her children. They're adults and they're at an age where they can understand and read and understand, and they do have a relationship with their father outside of what the relationship with their parents have. It would be a totally different thing if we were talking about 5 and 6-year-olds, because things have to be age appropriate. Well, this is age appropriate for her kids. I think they'll be fine. And that's my opinion.
Amina says, I definitely was naive, and now I'm recognizing love and romance isn't enough to get married or stay married. Having kids isn't enough. I'm maturing, and a lot of my maturity has come while in uncomfortable moments of my marriage. Wisdom is definitely knowledge plus experience and reflection slash accountability without shame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your transparency with
Yeah.
sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
don't think there's anyone who is married who would not be able to share that same sentiment.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really don't.
yeah.
Love is not enough to marry someone. What you talking about? I love you and we need to get married. That's not a good reason,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
By the same token, I'm going to say something that might ruffle a little feathers that people might not expect me to say, but I don't think that infidelity is a good enough reason to get divorced. Okay? That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what
And
I'm
I
saying.
think
You have, but it depends on the relationship. You've got to
yeah.
write down. You got to make a list. Like, what
Mhm.
are all of the positives of this relationship? What are
Mhm.
the negatives of this relationship? Now, we're not talking about abuse. Now, abuse is a totally different thing. You can't be
Yeah.
putting abuse on your list, because if abuse is on your list, you just go ahead and tear up the list and go ahead and find your way out.
Yeah.
You dig what
Ab
I'm saying?
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
But
And when it comes
some
to,
things you can work out.
yeah, and I was gonna say when it comes to, infidelity, like, a lot of times, the woman, most of the time, is going to be more forgiving sometimes, because 'cause I've actually had a friend that actually experienced this, and she wanted to know what she could have done differently so that he would not step out. And then I've also
Nothing.
and then and then I also had another situation where it was, the woman that stepped out, and he was not able to he was not able to forgive,
Yeah,
and he sought divorce because it's all about what a person can handle. Because, like I said, with the 2 different
absolutely.
marriages where the woman was able to forgive and move forward, but the man, he couldn't see past it because he just kept seeing that, someone else was with his wife. So it all depends on the person and what you can handle.
Yeah.
And one thing about it, once those situations are addressed and they get some type of resolution, don't keep bringing it back up.
Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. But
Yeah.
the whole idea is, what can you look at like right now at the
Mhm.
age you are and look back at that and say, you know what? I learned from that, or, you know, I don't know how I survived that. I know better
Mhm.
now. Or,
Right.
and to me, that's what I took from the whole Shaunie situation. Just like I look back and I realize, that wasn't really love. I was trying to make it love.
Mhm.
You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we gotta age with grace. You live and you learn, you grow a little wiser. I want to
Mhm.
change the subject up a little bit, but it's still about aging, and it's still about aging with grace, and we get to do that how we choose. But I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Well, first I need to show y'all a little something. Out in these internet streets. We out in these streets. In these internet streets. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Are you aging with grace? Booyah. Look at Gladys Knight.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
see Gladys.
Yeah, I see Gladys.
She say, I'm aging how I choose to. What do you think about older women? Because we know that she's 74. Now Gladys has pulled back. she looking good. I'm not making no fun at her. I'm showing what she's choosing to do because this is her choice because she looked good.
Yeah.
But what do you think
Yeah.
about older women who getting plastic surgery? What do you feel about that?
I feel they have to do what makes them feel better.
Mhm.
So if that's what she chooses to do, that's what she chooses to do. That's her personal choice. It
Well, it
doesn't
ain't
affect me one
if.
way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It ain't
It doesn't
if.
affect me.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me at all. So she looks amazing. She looks
She looks
amazing.
amazing. You know,
Yeah,
74.
yeah. She looks good.
Is this
So
something that you would
whatever.
choose for yourself? I'm not necessarily, asking for your opinion about what you think of her doing it. I mean,
Would I do it? No, I would not.
yeah. Why
No,
not?
I would not do it for myself. No. Mm-mm.
You want to get a little nip, a little tuck,
Nope, I would not.
pull it back a little bit,
No, no, no.
Why not?
No, that's just not my thing. What how I'm gonna look is how I'm gonna look. Cause right now, listen, it's funny that you asked that question because I was looking at myself in the mirror earlier today. Cause listen, I don't look the same as before I had my son.
Mhm.
My midsection is a little different from when I had my son. I said, but you know what? I look at it as beauty marks,
Mhm.
and it is gonna be what it's gonna be.
It
And
is what
whoever,
it
if I
is.
decide to get in a relationship, whoever they gonna love every little roll here and there, little stretch mark. Listen, they gonna love it.
Mhm.
No, I ain't doing no nip and tuck. No, I'll just
Aging
be completely. Mm-mm.
is aging is a very it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah,
if you get the opportunity to do it, I mean, you're blessed.
yeah,
And I'm gonna
yeah.
say something too, like I agree with you. Like I have no problems with what Gladys Knight got going on, or any woman
Yeah.
who chooses to uh go plastic surgery route. I have no problems with that whatsoever. But you know
Mhm.
what? It's something so adorable and cute that I find in little old ladies who, they have all of their little wrinkles, like the crow's feet in their eyes, the smile marks. I don't know what it is. Call me weird, but just I respect the aging process.
Mhm.
And I just find little old ladies, little old men, I think they're cute with their little wrinkles and everything going on. They earned it.
Right, right, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But Gladys does look good now. And Amina says she does look good. It's a choice that I don't think I would make for myself based on where I am right now. But I can honestly say I don't know what I will do in the future, truly. I love how I am naturally and I embrace it right now. I pray I will continue to love my natural beauty at every stage. And that's just where I am as well,
Yeah.
Amina. I'm actually embracing where I am because when I first had my son, like, well, I'll say probably when he was right, maybe 3 years of age, I was struggling because I started to put on weight. But see, when I had him initially, I breastfed for like 6 months.
Mhm.
So when I breastfed, my body snapped back. I was smaller than what I was before I even got pregnant. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
I breastfed, I snapped back I said,
Hey,
"Oh,
listen,
okay."
I always encourage women to breastfeed because the snapback is real.
What? I snapped back. I was like, "Girl, you bad." But listen, once I fell off, stop breath, I gained all that weight back. And I was looking like, girl, but it's all good though. It's all good though. But like I said,
Mhm.
I'm embracing where I am at this point in life. Like there was a point where when he was 3 and 4, when I gained all the weight back, I didn't, I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. But when I looked at myself today, I was like, I like what I see. It's me. It's who I am. So I'm embracing it
Ah,
now with grace.
that
Yeah.
is you know what? I like hearing that. Good,
Yeah.
like, when I first talked to you today, I was like, "Ooh, girl, your voice sound good. You sound good today." Like, I heard something good in your voice, and I know what you're saying. Like, I I tell y'all, I don't hide my age. The girl will be 55 in a few weeks. So,
Yeah.
obviously, like, at 55, I gotta tell y'all something, like, I feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like, when I look in the mirror, yeah, I do see things that are different. I see lots of things that are different. I'm already, like, postmenopausal, so
Mhm.
I've gone through a lot of things and my body has changed the most, like, after going through menopause,
Mhm.
and it was very different for me. You know, I could see some things that look very different that I wasn't, used to, but just like you say, I kinda embrace it. I feel like I earn it, and sometimes I'll be in the bathroom, I'll be brushing my teeth, I look at myself in the mirror and I smile and I see the little crow's feet all up around my eyes, and then it makes me smile even harder because I'm like, "Wow, look at you, look at you,
Mhm.
you becoming a little old lady," and I don't have a problem with that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And Brother Fateen, what's up, Brother Fateen? He said, I'm not a woman, but some women's bodies have gone through a lot after having children. So I respect women that want to have a little nip and tuck.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
absolutely. I agree with that too.
And Charmene, what's up, Charmene? She said, I'm 51 and I still can't apply makeup. Listen, she got natural beauty. Listen, Charmene got that natural beauty. Her melanin is popping. You don't need no makeup, girl. You
Come
beautiful
on.
the way you are. You don't need no makeup. So that's a great thing. And Brother Fatim also says a female friend that wasn't even 40 and her chest didn't snap back. And she said her breast snips were not pointing straight out and pointing towards the ground. And she said that affected her self esteem. Yeah, some women, it affect, like I said, initially, my son is now 18. When I first had my son, like I said, I breastfed for 6 months and I snapped back. But once I stopped breastfeeding and I started back eating bad, because like when you're breastfeeding, you're still supposed to. Well, they recommend that you still eat healthy. Like you, I ate very healthy when I was pregnant, and I ate
Mhm.
very healthy when I was breastfeeding as well. So once I stopped breastfeeding and I started eating bad, the weight came back. And initially, I felt bad, but like I said, as I look into the mirror today, I'm happy with what I see.
Mhm.
I don't have the perfect body. I got stretch marks here and there, and like I said, my stomach ain't flat. So, but I can honestly say I love what I see. When I didn't love what I saw, like when he was like 3 years old, I was like, oh my
Mhm.
god, I look horrible. And I used to wear like big baggy clothes. I used to feel bad because I was curvy, I wasn't skinny. But now I embrace it all. So I'm
Yeah.
loving where I am now. I'm loving the skin I'm in now. I couldn't say that when he was like 3 and 4. I did not love
Right.
the skin I would hide a lot, and like I said, I would, wear a lot of baggy clothes, but now I'm embracing who I am, embracing my curves. It is what it is. So,
I
I
agree.
love this space. Yeah.
And I think that's the cool thing about that is because with age, as you get
Mhm.
older, you realize like, why have I been making such a big deal out of this?
Mhm.
Like, who said that that has to be the standard? Now, naturally you want to be healthy. You want to feel good. You know, I'm more concerned about my energy levels.
Mhm.
I'm more concerned about how mobile I can be, you know, my cognitive abilities. I'm more concerned about that than actual physical parts of aging, you know,
Mhm.
in terms of looks, because, like I said, I've always seen beauty. I've seen beauty in the age. Like, for instance, like my grandmother. Like, I always thought my grandmother was so beautiful, and she had her little, like, every mark, every wrinkle, every smile, and not just her, but I could see an older person, and I just appreciate and respect that. Like, I see, like, okay, you've been here. I see the wear, I see the wisdom, I see the life you have been living. Like, smooth skin doesn't make me think that you're, like, the best person. So, you know, that thing get better with time, better with age. I like how you're thinking, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And quote of the day: age is simply the number of years the world has been enjoying you. Ooh, I like that. Let me read that again. Age is simply the number of years the world has been enjoying you. That's what I'm talking about. Enjoy me.
Enjoy it, you know,
I
appreciate
like
it.
that.
So do
Yes,
I.
absolutely.
I thought that was a
And
good one.
yeah, that was great. Jamesa says, "I love that God has allowed me to get to this age." What? What you talking about?
Me too.
Absolutely.
Like, did you ever think, like, just think about it. You're in your 20s.
Mhm.
You weren't thinking about, like, what you were gonna look like at 45, were you?
No, I was not. I was not. And
Not
I
at
was
all.
actually I'm just grateful that I'm here, like Jamaica said, I'm just grateful that I'm at the age I'm praying that if it's God's will, I make it to 50. I'm looking forward to 50, but I'm looking back and I'm like, there are classmates that I lost that passed away like in their 20s. So
Hmm.
I'm just grateful just to be here
Yeah.
that, because there was so many. And then I have family members. Matter of fact, last year I had a cousin that was killed at the age of 17. He didn't even make it to 18. So
Wow.
I'm just grateful that I'm here.
Hmm.
And
I
every
agree with you.
every day that we're above ground is a blessing. So just taking it stride. But like I said, I'm praying that I can get to y'all to the 50s club. I'm a couple years away. I hope and pray God I make it. Lord have mercy. I want to see 50.
Child, by the time you
Y'all
get
make
here,
listen,
I'll
y'all
be
make those
long.
50s look good.
Well, I'm gonna try to make them 60s look good for you because I'm almost there.
Yeah, 'cause when you hit what? When you hit girl, I can't believe in a few
I,
weeks you'll be mid-50s. What?
I got two fives in my age,
Oh
two of
my
them, not just one. I
goodness.
reverse my age and I'm still the same age.
Right.
You know?
Right. And it's so important, like you said, it's important that we eat healthy because that's what I've been doing over the past couple of weeks. Making sure that I eat clean. I feel different when I eat clean as far as eating the fruits and vegetables, drinking plenty of water. I feel different. And I think it also has helped my mood. That's probably why I'm in such a good mood as well, because when you're eating healthy, you're eating right and
Hmm.
eating a lot of plant-based things, you feel better. I feel so much better because I was on that sugar, eating a lot of sugar, little sweets, and I haven't been doing that, and I feel amazing. I feel so good.
Girl, you got to. The things that become important, like you say, you got to eat, eat pretty good. You do. And you want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something that older people will talk about that young people might find a little embarrassing, but as we're older, let's be real, you got to be regular. You need fiber in your diet cuz
Mhm.
you need to be going to the
Mm.
bathroom.
Right,
You need to
right.
be getting those toxins out of your body. You
Mhm.
need to be regular. So
Yeah,
don't be embarrassed to talk about your bowel movements. That's very, very important. You need to be paying attention to that. All right. Things that you'll talk about in older age. Older women, they just gonna
absolutely.
bring it out. How you doing, Miss Gloria?
Right. Hey, Miss Gloria and Miss Gloria said, "I'll be 71 next month. Whoop, whoop. But I still try to exercise and eat better because I don't want my health to decline too quickly. I thank God for getting to this milestone. My doctor always says you need to lose weight. I say, you're calling me fat. LOL. Oh, 71. That's awesome. Lord have mercy. My mom celebrated her 70th birthday this year. So
Your
I
mama
was saying
70?
anytime you reach 50, yeah, my mom turned 70 this year.
Oh,
Yeah. She
wow.
celebrated
Okay.
her 70th birthday. So I think anytime you reach 50 and above, I think it's such a blessing.
Come
Such a
on.
blessing. Such a
You talking
blessing.
about already live over a half a century. Anything
Right.
after that, I am
Yeah.
n I mean, I've been grateful all the time. I really am,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but you gotta be grateful, or at least you
What?
should be grateful.
Absolutely.
We
It's
trying to
something about that
age with
50,
some
yeah.
grace.
Yeah, it's something about 50 and above. I just
S
admire. I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to
Me
get
too.
there.
It's fun. I listen, and when you're in your 20s and stuff and you're probably thinking about 50s, you really think that 50s is old. And then you get to
Yeah.
50s and you realize, you know what? 50s is not old. I'm just beginning to live.
Right. 50 ain't
You
all
are
that old at all.
It's not. You're really just beginning to live. What it is you've had so many young experiences, and I'm gonna call that some life education. There's things that you need to learn. And I mean, you're gonna continue to learn, don't get me wrong. But you've learned, you understand people and personalities and habits, and there's certain things that don't have to be said anymore because you don't end up in long bad relationships because you see those signs. You don't run from the truth. You
Mhm.
recognize it. Just having learned, you know, being able to see like, hey, I've seen this before. I know what this looks like. So you know what to do. I geez, I love it. I cut so
Right.
many things out. There's so much that doesn't even have to be said. I don't even worry about. There's so many things that I don't worry about. I got to
Mhm.
be honest. Just like this person calling me right now, which I'm gonna take this call because it's my sister. So hold on a minute. Tori, talk to the people.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny, y'all. So tell me what are some things that you guys do differently that you're aging? Respond in the comments so I can read the comments. Tell me what do you do differently or what do you notice that you do differently that you're aging gracefully? Especially like people like Miss Gloria. What is something that you do differently that you didn't do in your 20s at the age of in your 70s? What is something that you do differently at the age of 70 that you didn't do in your 20s, 30s, and maybe 40s? Tell me some things that you guys do differently. I know, like I said, I was saying earlier in the podcast, the things that I do differently is I set necessary boundaries. I realize that no is a complete sentence without necessarily giving an explanation. I realize that people pleasing is not the way to go, that you have to actually look out for yourself first. So tell us just some little things that you guys do differently at the as you grow older. I'm waiting for the comments. I don't see anybody typing. Come on, y'all. Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm here. And of course, we're approaching our hour. Is we've been on for 51 minutes and we're approaching that hour. So I'm just talking to Tanya comes back. But I need
Mm-hmm.
y'all to come in the comments. But yeah, I was telling people to just say what they do differently. Like we said, start on the show, what they do differently. Because I was asking Miss Gloria
Yeah.
at the age of 70, what is something that she do in her 70s that said that she did differently in her 20s, 30s, and maybe 40s.
Right.
Because there's things that I don't know. I'm just actually starting to for me, it seemed like I didn't really start to live a little until I became 40,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me. Like the
That
40s was good to me. So that's why I'm looking forward to the 50s.
40s is really good.
And Jamesa just commented. She said, stretch before I hit the floor. LOL. I've learned to put myself at the steering wheel and it's not selfish to do so. Absolutely. I love it.
Right. Come
And
on through.
Kimberly says, I choose me more often than I used to, and I catch myself in instances that I do not. I am 44.99, 45 in a few weeks. That's what's I like that. 44.99, 45 in a few weeks. Yeah. Kimberly, listen, 45 was a good year for me. 45 was good for me.
Child.
I'm still in my 40s as well, Kimberly. My birthday is not until September, but I will be turning 48 in the month of September. Yeah,
Okay.
but 45, remember 45 being a good year. Yeah, 45 was a good year for
Child.
me. So that's why I said I'm looking forward to the latter part of the 40s because I'm excited
What
about
you mean looking forward? You in the latter part of the 40s. You
well,
said
no, I
you'll
meant
be
to say I'm
48?
looking forward. Yeah, I'm looking forward to entering the 50s because I'm telling you, y'all make the 50s look amazing.
Girl.
And listen, and people like Miss Gloria, and there's some other people that I know that they're in their 70s. They make them 70s look good too. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, 50 and above,
Mhm.
y'all looking good, man. I'm 50, 60, 70s. And I've actually seen some people in the matter of fact, the guy, God, what's the man? I think his name Ernie Hudson. Did y'all
Oh,
see that
yeah.
Ernie Hudson? Ernie Hudson at 80? He like 80 something?
I
That
said,
man,
"Come on through, sir."
that man look good. I said, my God. You can
That's
tell
what
he
maintenance look like.
what?
You know how you be driving down the road and you'll see like a real nice classic car that somebody has really kept really well?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
you understand? He's a classic.
He is. He looks so good. Hey,
He's a
Erica.
classic.
Erica says, hey guys, at the age of 52, I've learned to respond more frequently than I react. Absolutely. And Erica, happy belated birthday because Erica celebrated birthday recently. So happy belated birthday to you. I hope you had an amazing birthday.
All
But
right,
yeah,
lady. I
yeah.
like what
And
she said. She said, "I respond more than react," because
yes,
there's a difference.
exactly. There's definitely a difference.
And that's something that you definitely learn as you
Mhm.
age.
Yes. And she said, thank you, Tori. I did. I'm so glad you did. And we got when we get together, we'll still celebrate some more.
All right, all right.
And also, Tanya, I got since we wrapping up this hour, I want to show love that I'm aware of. There is one of my friends, Nia Johnson, who's celebrating a birthday on today.
What we got some birthday love.
Yeah, I got some birthday
We
love.
got some birthday love in the house.
Yeah,
Come
Nia
on with it.
Johnson is celebrating a birthday on today. And there is a celebrity, the beautiful Shanice that's married to Flex. She's celebrating a birthday today as well.
You talk about I love your smile.
Yes, her birthday is today.
All right. How old is
Yeah.
she? Speaking of aging,
Oh, I can't remember. I
let me
saw it this
let me
morning. I
let me
think she's
Google that
50.
thing and look it up. You better
Yeah.
not say no fit. Now that you said that, I'm getting ready to look it up.
I think she's in her 50s though.
You got to be kidding me. That little girl 50.
Yeah, she's 50. She's in her 50s, I know.
I love your smile. There's no way I love your smile is 50. There is a way.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot. Let me How old is Shanice? She was born in 1973. Lord have mercy. So not quite. So she'll be
Yeah.
50. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
51 or 50.
51.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah. 51. Yeah. Yep.
How
Yep.
she
51.
how in the world did that happen? 51 whole years.
Yeah, she's 51. Yes, and she's so beautiful. She's still beautiful. And her
I
and Flake's
didn't
daughter is so beautiful. Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
didn't know, thinking back to it, I really didn't realize how close in age we were, to be honest. For some reason I just thought she was a little girl.
Mm-mm.
But I guess I was not quite, that grown myself. Calling somebody a
Yeah.
little girl.
Yeah. And Miss Gloria says, as I age, I listen to mostly what people do and not what they say. Ooh, let me say that again. As I age, I listen to mostly what people do and not what they say. But I have my conversation with God every morning. I take my Metamucil good source of fiber, also where people will be people. Let it go. Absolutely. I just was telling my son that the other day. I said people will be people. Yeah, that's definitely true.
People
And
gonna be
then
out here peopling. But you know what, Miss
yes,
Gloria? I want to see Miss Gloria 71, right? That's what she said.
yeah.
She
Mhm.
said, I take my Metamucil. See, I told y'all regularity is so important. When y'all want to know how people look good, they go into the bathroom. Now you could take that as a joke if you want to, but that
Yeah.
is a truth. You
Yeah.
need to be regular. You need
Yeah.
fiber. You need to be eating things that are going to make you go. You need to be
Mhm.
flushing toxins out of your body. You get toxins out of your body in just a few ways. Okay?
Mhm.
That's going to be
Right.
urination, defecation, sweat. Okay?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
need to be letting that stuff out. If you know you eating chocolate chip cookies and you keep building them things up in there, come on now. Get it
Mhm.
out. Get it out. Sweat it
Absolutely.
out. All right?
Absolutely. And then Erica said she's 51. I was born in 72. So yeah. She was talking about Shanice.
Ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I
but
love
yeah,
your
that's what's up.
smile.
And she, like I said, she still looks amazing. I'm like, oh,
Do, do,
I
do,
saw it when I saw it
do,
this
do, do,
morning.
do.
I meant to share it, but I forgot. But yeah, she's beautiful.
I can't hardly believe it. Well, now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Shanice. We love your smile.
Yeah. And her
Happy
and Flex are
birthday.
still doing their thing. Like I said, they have a beautiful daughter.
He look
I
young
think
too,
he do.
because he's
He
54. I
do.
know he's like I think we're around the same age, so he's 54.
Yeah. And I met Flex back in my college days. He came to
Mhm.
campus and he was a really laid back, real chill dude. Like he was really, I mean, he just hung out with us like he knew us. He was just cool like that. You know how you meet some
Mhm.
people, they just like cool like that, but then you meet some people, they like act all that. He was cool. He was real cool. He sat and talked with us, hung out with us, laughed with us. He was chill, very
That's
chill.
what's up. He seems like it.
Yeah. So, but Tanya, it's already an hour. Lord, that hour went by
Oh
fast.
shoot. Oh shoot. We gonna have to do some breath work.
Yeah, we're gonna do some breath work.
We
So,
gonna
with
have to
that
do
being
some breath
said,
work.
Yeah, we didn't start out. We just started talking because my internet was internet, so we just started talking. But I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for always tuning in, because we are nothing without you guys. For also thank you for coming in every Tuesday, making it do what it do. I want you guys to enjoy the remainder of your Tuesday, and we'll be back at it next Tuesday. And of course, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share the live. Make sure you subscribe to Tanya's YouTube channel, Miss Tanya TV. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Keep the Faith with Tori. Show us some love on YouTube as well, because we got a lot of following on Facebook, but also show us some love on
Hmm.
YouTube as well. We need that love on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
you really should, cause girl, speaking of age, I was thinking about how I'm be about off all these social media platforms. Sure was. I was thinking about it last night. But anywho, yeah,
Mm.
it's been another one. You heard what Tori had to say, and basically what I want to say is like, listen, aging is just wonderful. I feel really good. I feel really blessed every day that I get. I am grateful for. But more than that, I love to keep learning. So I don't necessarily feel old because I'm always learning something new. I'm always learning something new. I'm always willing to kind of work something out. I'm always willing to look at myself, look at some of my actions, and see how I can be better. So, whether you feel like there are decisions that you regret, or whether you feel like you've made some of the best decisions, you got to look at that. Look at it. Think about how it has shaped you into the person that you are. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take them as you look back, you can take those as your learning lessons. You can look at some things and you can laugh at some of those past things that you did. Laugh at some of those things and be grateful that you survived some of the BS that you went through, because you did some stuff that you don't know how you made it through. Laugh a little bit at it. Like, Lord, I didn't know no better. Thank God you take care of fools and babies, because I was a fool. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you got to look at it. Um, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Keep going, keep growing, keep
Hmm.
living, keep loving. And what we get ready to do right now, Tori, tell the people what we get ready to do. She done mute herself.
We're getting ready to do some breath work, because we're getting ready to do some breath work.
Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. And don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. All right? Y'all be great out here. That's what we do.